Колеги, вітання. Ми продовжуємо.
Colleagues, greetings. We continue the conduct the next presentation of organizers of Ukrainian Cinema Village and Ogannes Khachatryan, Sergiy Zherekhov, Vitalyi Selyk, and also the producer, the scriptwriter Liubomyr Levytskyi. Good morning, dear journalist colleagues and spectators, our audience. We young people, we are initiative people, and who got together to continue that civic wave that we started on Maidan. We thought that we are dropping the ocean, which creates a future. And the future, we built Ukrainian culture. And during the last 20 years, we lived in the time when Ukrainian cinema was dying, and started we decided to participate in this project and to encourage rebirth of Ukrainian cinema and from the civic side. And we take just common people who like to make cinema, to make movies and documentaries, but because of the different reasons they cannot enter University of Culture or University of Karpenka-Karry. We organized art group, Ukrainian Cinema Village, and the first thing we do is our school, our cinema course, like cinema in 7 days. And Sergiy Zherekhov will tell you more. Good morning. My name is Sergiy Zherekhov. I will speak Russian. I wanted to tell you briefly about cinema in 7 days. This is just a project of conceptual alternative cinema in our country, because in fact, as we found out about the situation, there are only a few of such projects which could be social, where two people could come, get knowledge, and try to practically implement their theoretic knowledge. And the point of our project is to give an opportunity to people to get a basic theory from people who already practice that, and who still practice, and who develop, and who get a new knowledge and a new experience, and who make Ukrainian cinema or film, and as many could see, quite good and quite modern. So today, together with us, we have Liubomyr Levytskyi, who will be a professor in our school. He will give our students very good base knowledge from his own experience, and he will try to help how to make a movie. And this is the way the project will develop. And we have 7 days schedule for the project, and from the course, from the whole course, we'll have 3 full days of lectures and analyzing a movie and development of ideas. And during those lectures, we'll have our professors and masters and artists. They will share their experience, and they will answer questions related to ideas of students. And the students will be divided into groups. Every group will have a task. Since the very beginning, they will develop it, and they will prepare it for filming. For these lectures, we'll have just half of a day of lectures on about actors' skills, and then the students they will put everything on paper, on the document, location, etc., and on the next day they will start shooting and filming, and every one of them will make a presentation of what they did, and we will see what we are able to teach people in 7 days. In such a way, we could show that in 7 days we can teach people to make a product of good quality. I hope. I believe in that. And we can show what we can do, what we can share, because of those masters that will teach. I would like to give the list of our professors or teachers, Liubomyr Levytskyi and Andrei Babik. He's a TV anchor person, Slyfasovsky, Newhatch, and also Alice Neil, producer Mamai Pavadir, Artur Gural, producer, director, distributor of distributor company Multiplex, and many others. And with a full list, you can you can see the full list from in our on Facebook. So we give a description and we provide information about professors for them to know about these people and who can what they can share. So you can send questions and we'll ask those questions. We'll give those questions to the professors, and maybe we'll choose the most important issues. That's it. I would like to give the floor to my colleague.
Our cinema course, the most interesting lectures within our course will be transmitted according to our partner Spina TV. It will be online. You can watch it online, actually, in the internet. Also, we are going to provide the Twitter transmission where you could read the most interesting quotations, references to books, to some internet articles which will be used in their lectures by our professors and lecturers. Taking into consideration that this is a social project, all our masters agreed to work on voluntary basis. Why so? This will be told to you by the director and producer, Mr. Levytskyi. Good morning. Everything is kind of very formal, official with the rostrum. You know, my name is Liubomyr. Why I gave my consent to that or agreed to that, you know, those young men full of initiative, they actually inspired me, represented the Ukrainian Cinema Village. This title actually corresponds to a situation of which is available today in Ukrainian cinematography. This is really very cool, nice village where, you know, takes care of their own building or house, and they watch their neighbors and think maybe I have to do this way. Then they gather together in some of their clubs and again come back to their respective homes. You know, this really reminds me of the situation which is available today in the Ukrainian cinematography. My second name is Progress, you know, and so I agreed to their proposal because I visualize myself in them, so to say. Well, is it possible to make a movie within 7 days? You know, of course it's not impossible because there are certain rules and regulations which are enough to know, you know, to have at least you know, as the first impression or the first opinion how to make a film. It's like the surgeon who is wonderful student in theory, but without practical you know, exercise, he cannot do anything. He has to see and do something within several years. Same about this cinema. It's impossible to offer the first press conference with hundreds of journalists. Okay, let them be just a dozen, but maybe the best. We did not expect more than that, but you know, this is a process, a cultural process in Ukraine must be a closed loop one. We have to take care of several directions, several tiers of the cinema industry. And today, it so happened that I'm dealing in Ukraine, working at the top tier because I undertake the largest project, and sometimes I'm scared myself what I'm doing, you know, and it's better not to think about the consequences or the results if, you know, if I fail, for example. But when the main trait, the very good trait in the Ukrainians that which is actually helps us to do something, you know. Actually, we are creating the new cinematography of Ukraine. We are living through unique times And those organizations must develop those ideas at different levels. I believe that there should be the vertical basis of this organization to support absolutely different strata of cinematography to help to create some communities. In Los Angeles, to give an example, there are such things as this script cafeteria. I just wanted to see what does it mean. This is a general cafe or nothing special, but that the script writers of the all Hollywood working there, well, or maybe not 100%, but the majority. What it can offer. Any newcomer can ask, let's say, an experienced scriptwriter and put him a good question, but he will never wear him off. He will give him some advice. Could be maybe the scriptwriter, like gladiator, very well experienced, a master scriptwriter, but sitting next to you, so he can talk or put any questions to him, So the Ukrainian Cinema Village must create something like that, into some platforms which are absolutely wanted in this country and lack in this country. Also, I can share with you within the framework of this course, I can share my own experience, which I accumulated over this period of time. And naturally, we are going to cooperate within the framework of next projects, big projects. I'm talking, and a big movie, full movie, Gregor with the Hollywood actors in Ukraine, which is going to be shot in English. And the small project which we are going to make this year, the teenager comedy, actually, Selfie Party. Absolutely a non-standard comedy for the, let's say, those who like X projects. This movie will enable us to make more than just a movie. We are going to provide big-time castings all over Ukraine. We are going to offer the possibility, opportunity to show them to anybody, to any actors to show themselves wherever they live. I thought about some kind of junior groups, and actually they're going to work in different projects, and the best of them, the cream of those, will make the single junior cinema group working on a big time project. So I would like to invite reps of the UCV to also to join us in this. So the prospects are very big, and I can see the eyes, shining eyes of Terrence, and I think owing to such people, the Ukrainian cinema is going to be developing in the right direction. Thank you. As Liubomyr mentioned, the best people, the best participants in this project will be again involved in the project of our masters or lecturers. The best will be involved in those projects in the future. Besides, our organization, Ukrainian Cinema Village, is working on some other projects which will be told, by Ogannes Khachatryan.
My name is Ogannes, and Ukrainian Cinema Village. What's that? And you, us, all our friends of friends who help us. We are an art group, the goal of which is to develop Ukrainian cinema, Ukrainian culture, ethnos. In this case, we work in Ukraine, but I hope that in the future we'll develop and move to the world. In other words, our projects. After the 6th of July, we finish the school. Right away, we're planning to have art. It's not a festival, but art event. 7 days of cinema In parallel to Odessa Cinema Festival, there will be 8 days where people can get together, can watch cinema, movies, communicate, and share thoughts, drink, wink, rest. Maybe there will be some literature evenings or literature parties. So sort of entertainment. I hope it will be interesting. And it's a social project, and on a voluntary basis. All our friends help us, and
В нас ми так поки що з датами не вирішились. От.
and we decided to renovate a summer cinema in Hydro Park. We would like to renovate it. There will be a cinema there, and there will be art space and art ground, and there will be different music groups, poets, writers, and they will show young Ukrainian films, and we would like to that Hydro Park. Everybody understands what that is. We would like to culturalize that on voluntary basis. About our partners. All our friends help us. I have the list of them here. National Center of Dovzhenko's provides assistance, and we have a school there. We get together there. Koblovo, which provides wine to us. Casting agency of a studio. Tense Museum. Spino TV. Network. Conceptual cafes, Liubomyr Levytskyi, Lviv Coffee. Kiev Academic. The Theater Suziria. As always, they are ready to help. And representatives of Ostanya Barricada, the last barricade. That's it. Thank you. We'll finish on this. In the near future, we'll show you and tell you what we do. We would like to thank Ukrainian Crisis Media Center for an opportunity to make a presentation. So we begin. Friends, I would like to thank all of you. And remember this day, because such organization was born, which in 5 years, with big investments in Ukraine, will be one of the leading companies, I'm sure. And that, so you have a chance to buy the shares at present. These are not jokes. Everybody is quite serious, and we'll help them. For this organization to become responsible and serious. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Thank you. If there is a question to participants of the press briefing, please, you're welcome. Ukrainian Crisis Media Center, Elena Stytyuk, I would like to clarify about that course, a movie in 7 days. What are the conditions to join? Whom you will select? Who can get on your list? Thank you for your question. First of all, in this course, everyone can try oneself. We have some age limits. We don't get people who are younger than 16. and in groups for them not to have problems in with communication, because we had one boy of 13. He wanted to, but unfortunately it will be very difficult for him to speak to people who are older. In future we'll have such activities for children, because we need to teach them from babyhood, and we need to give them good education for them to understand and to ask, for them to feel the taste and the quality what they must get. Who can get on it? All who love movies, who would like to dedicate their life to that, or part of their life to that. And this is a social school, and we don't take payment. There are some nuances, because everything is free of charge. We have some technical moments we have to cover somehow. Unfortunately, we don't have our own money. We have some technical fees. So everybody who signs up, they pay a fee for technical issues, for food, for catering, for technical support, and for some office appliances, and rent for a premises rent. But we don't want to have disorder. We want to have quality. We don't want to have a too big group. Everybody should be able to ask the question and to get the answer, because when we have too many people and everybody wants to ask, but because we have only 24 hours, it's from morning until 10 p.m. We'll have master classes, and in the end of the day we'll analyze movies of our masters, and they will analyze them using their own movies. And also there are people who will take the full course, and they'll have a chance to use very good cameras and equipment. We'll have people who can come to a master class. So a number of places is limited, but people can come and listen. So these are the conditions. If I missed something, please ask.
If there are any more questions, please shoot. There are none. Okay, thank you very much, dear friends. See you again.